My blissful gorgeous sirs, in Vedic civilization of Silver Age or Treta Yuga, celestial and astral beings also used to live on the planet Earth with humans in their separate communities. They were equipped with supernatural powers, space travel, water travel, time travels were easy for them, but humans were able to get those powers only through yoga sadhana. Even though they were enormously powerful, but were always afraid of those humans who had powers to bless or curse. They were able to turn, means those yogi humans were able to turn anyone fall from highest status to dirt through curse, or lift a layman to millionaires or billionaires or powerful just by simple blessings. So, all classes of beings were afraid of such yogi humans. So, there is an example of a great and powerful demon named Dundubhi who possessed power to assume any form at will. He used to jump in the ocean and churn it up like an ordinary pond. He used to throw mountains as if they were clumps of clay or footballs. This demon approached Mount Himalayas one day. When I say Mount Himalayas, the presiding deity of the Himalayas, Himalaya mountain. Now, the same way when we say Ganga, that means the presiding deity of the river Ganga or Sindhu or Yamuna or anyone. So this demon approached Mount Himalaya one day and said, I am feeling itches in my mighty arm. Give me a challenge. I have come here to beg you to challenge me to a fight. In the golden age of Vedic history, there was a beautiful philosophy of life. The origin of life was not matter but pure consciousness. It is a subject full of wonder and mystery. This is apparently inconceivable to us now because our values of life have totally changed, damaged. But truth is truth. Truth is whether one believes or not. If we study the philosophy of consciousness systematically, we find the mountains and rivers and trees are but different expressions of consciousness, and like human beings, they are united. That's why Saint Francis used to call the sun brother sun and the moon sister moon. It was with this understanding that Dunduvi spoke to Mount Himalayas. Himalaya was doubtless that he would win, so he replied, there are so many yogis and rishis silently meditating upon my different hilltops. If I am in movement, then they may be disturbed and curse both of us. So I suggest, O Dundubhi, that you must go to the south on the bank of Tungabhadra river. There lives King Bali, and he is highly powerful in the world today. Immediately Dundavi flew to the south. Within no time he arrived at the city gate and assumed the form of gigantic buffalo. He entered the capital, entered the city of Kishkinda, breaking the gate, mansions, walls, and killing the inhabitants of the city with huge horns. O scoundrel Bali! Why have you hidden in your cave, knowing about my arrival in your city? Oh, fool, come and show me how much power you have. Dundubi roared. Dundubi roared, uh, and at the door of King Bali, there was great commotion. Who is this stupid demon who intentionally wants to enter the mouth of death? The red-eyed Bali roared from his palace, grinding his teeth and rushing to the door. As Bali came forward, he gave Dundavi a heavy kick with his right foot. Dundavi stumbled for the first time in his life. Bali jumped on him, dashed him to the earth 3 times, and then caught his both caught his large horn by his mighty arms and began to rotate them. A heavy flow of blood began to flow out as far as the city, and Dundavi died on the spot. The great Bali raised him by his legs, wheeled him, wheeled him round and round and around several times and threw him into the space. The body fell on Mount Rishamukh about 10 miles away, and terrifying body broke into many pieces. After its release from Bali's arms, when his body was passing through space, pouring blood everywhere, dripping blood everywhere, a considerable quantity of blood dripped upon the abode of a great spiritualist named Maharshi Matanga. His ashram and surrounding garden was polluted by this impure blood, and the rishi became enraged. He was very aware of peace and purity and did not want his holy ashram to be polluted. He took water in his right palm from his kamandal and said, "Let this wicked Bali, who is full of vanity because of his power, die." As soon as he enters the boundary of this mountain, and any number of his party who, when they arrive here, let his skull break into many pieces. Uttering the words of curse like a thunderbolt, he dropped the water on the earth, and the news spread all around, and Bali became very, very afraid, very careful, and prohibited all of his attendants from going near that place. While Sugriva was running everywhere in search of shelter and Bali was constantly chasing him, Hanumanji somehow became successful in conveying this message to him. Please go to Mount Rishamukh. Go to Mount Rishamukh. Go to Mount Rishamukh. It is the safest shelter for you. Immediately Sugriva recollected the incident um, mm, which had occurred in the past and found an anchor for the sinking ship of his life. He entered the forest of Matanga, one of Rishamukh mountain. Here, Maharishi Matanga's ashram became a safe shelter for Sugriva. Since Bali was not allowed to enter without fear of death, this ashram provided protection for Sugriva, and Bali returned to his kingdom. With Sugriva no longer in the capital, Bali confiscated all of Sugriva's possessions, including his wife Ruma. Hanumanji tried to explain to Bali that his brother Sugriva was not an offender at all and that he only wanted peace, but Bali did not know how to forgive and he said, "I will rub out his name from the planet Earth. I will see how long that rascal keeps hiding like a rat in that ashram. I don't want to hear anything more about him. No one can remove The illusion of one who is so impatient that he cannot even hear a humble statement that is contrary to his own misconception. Hanumanji explained to all of the ministers as he left for Rishimukh. There he joined Sugriva along with three other ministers, Jambavan, Nal and Neel, and all of them began to pass their days very carefully awaiting the dawn of a new hope. The spring disappeared and the rains appeared. The rainy season disappeared and the winter appeared. The years rolled by and Sugriva used to sit with his four ministers on the hilltop overlooking Pampa Pond, which extended for 8 kilometers. The pond was beautiful with large lotuses and their wide green leaves floating on its top. They were all colors red and blue and white and yellow. Innumerable kinds of birds and deers and lions were playing on the green grass as well as in the water along the hill ranges extending up to the Mount Pravershan, my dear friend. Whenever Sugriva looked at Kishkinda, his eyes used to fill with tears. Sri Hanumanji would then console him by telling him various stories of wisdom and would remind him of the bright future which had been predicted by the rishis. One day, while they were sitting on the hill looking at the expansion of the sky, they suddenly heard the crying of a maiden. She passed through the sky in one of the many kinds of chariots that had been discovered those days. It was a golden chariot able to travel in space, under the water, and on the earth equally. Like a flash of lightning, it was flying towards the south, and the maiden was tormented and she was weeping. As soon as she saw the gentleman sitting on top of the hills, these four gentlemen sitting on top of the hill, she dropped a bundle of clothes and ornaments she was wearing. It fell on in the front of them. None of them, however, was able to unveil the significance of this mysterious event. Ultimately, Sugriva decided to keep the bundle safely in the cave and wait for more mm, secret unfoldment. After a few weeks, Sugriva was wandering alone on the top of the Mount Rishamukh, overlooking the Pampa pond, which was lying like a mirror on the lap of Mother Nature, reflecting the green fruit trees, blossoming flowers, encircling creepers, singing bumblebees, cooing cuckoos, and chirping birds. It was as if the maiden of the forest had fully adorned herself to welcome her beloved guest. The wide green leaves moving and trembling in the breeze appeared to be inviting the passing beloved. The cooing of the birds was as if calling the far off beloved. When all the decoration outside in the form of nature and the inner yearning of the soul is complete, and every atom and every cell is invoking the beloved, then how long can he delay? He cannot delay. He comes. He cannot be stopped. Now he comes. Sugriva was looking and marveling at the miracle of nature. Suddenly his eyes fell far beyond the groves, and he felt a shock of fear, he shouted loudly, "Oh Hanumanji, oh Hanumanji, oh Nal and Neel, all of you, please come immediately." Instantly they jumped to the spot and looked to where Sugriva was pointing with his finger. Two extraordinary beings with magnificent bodily structure and heroes, one bluish and other golden complexion, were approaching from that direction. They were adorned with strong large bows and a few arrows strung on their backs. They were fearlessly looking at the beautiful play of nature as they approached slowly, slowly, slowly. Sugriva said to his ministers, who were full of apprehension, "From where could they have come? In the north, Kabandha. Kabandha swallows up all those who try to come south, and from the eastern to the western ocean, he occupies the entire space. No human beings live in Kishkinda. The whole forest is full of demons and wild beasts and people from other planets. And this couple is wandering in such a dense forest full of danger so freely that they must be extraordinary warriors. Hanumanji, you approach them in the form of a brahmachari, means a young ascetic, because that is the species humans adore them, respect them, and find out if they are engaged by Bali to kill me. Find this out. Sugriva requested Hanumanji. Bali is a religious person, and if they are his friends, gods, as semi-divine wanderers, they would respect an ascetic, and if they are warriors of Ravan, then their way of dealing with an ascetic would make them known to us. After all, with an ascetic, none in the modern civilization of Silver Age deals with a double-faced attitude, said Sugriva. "Please wait for my sign," Hanumanji said. "Be free from suspicion. Bali cannot approach here, and moreover, taking help from others, and that to humans, has never been his nature. Nonetheless, I will go to see who they are," Hanumanji assured Sugriva and all friends. In the form of a teenage ascetic, Hanumanji was adorned with a sacred thread on his shoulder, a rod of palash, and a deer skin in one hand, and water-filled kamandal in the other. He had rudraksha beads around his neck, long brown hair tied in a topknot on his head, with sacred ash paste on his forehead. Sri Hanumanji jumped from the top of the mountain and appeared before the divine couple as if he was coming from Matanga's hermitage. Om Adulidavaladhamam Adulidavaladhamam Varnashailavadeyam Dhanajavana Jnaninamagraganyam सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि वातजातं नमामि वातजातं नमामि